Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special edition of the LJL brought to you by our friends at Friend or Foe. I'm joined here by Chris Sunga, the man, the myth, the legend that makes everything work over there. Chris, how's it going?
I'm doing well. I'm very humbled to be here. I'm very excited to cast for LJLOU. I'm excited to see some LJL Academy. I'm excited to see this hype matchup. Yeah, I'm Chris Sunga. I'm producer for FOF, and glad to be here.
Awesome. Great to have you. And for
Yeah.
those of you that are unfamiliar with me, you may have seen my name and my Twitter handle be cropping up on things around the LJLOU this season. I am our lead graphics designer. I produce all these wonderful graphics you see on screen and have been seeing on screen all season. So shouts out to my friends who brought me on board here. And it's also in large part thanks to this gentleman here. So I'm very happy to give him a platform here. That beautiful transition that you folks have been seeing a lot of made by his hands as well. So appreciate your contributions so far to LJL, and now we get to have you as a part of our operations. So
Good. I'm excited. Yeah, man. Nice transition. I'm kind of jealous I don't get to use it for my own show, but I'm excited to hand that over to LJLOU for sure. Yeah.
and yeah, it's certainly been doing work since we implemented it in the playoffs. We are seeing the transition into picks and bans, so we'll
Oh,
get to that right now, and we're gonna cut right over. So, folks, today we're seeing a matchup. We didn't have much time to preamble this since we were introducing ourselves. We are seeing a delayed matchup between Detention FocusMe Academy versus V3 Esports Academy due to some difficult technical issues going on in the Japanese area. Earlier today, they needed to delay this match, but they do have to play it before the coming up finals, the best of three, coming up in just a few hours. So what we're going to see here is in one more final semifinal rather, best of one that will decide who in fact will end up in that final matchup against Crest Gaming Act Academy. And for those of you that have been following our coverage, you'll know that they were able to knock out earlier today Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks Gaming's Academy team, and they're moving into the finals after that. But really, the story of this, as I hear it from the very knowledgeable Mass Swan, is that the V3 team that we're seeing here is the one to worry about. So let's take a look at this matchup. We already see the bans are coming out. Chris,
yep.
you see anything you're liking about these bans? Just talk to me about general thoughts on the meta and such. You don't need to know. You don't need to know
Yeah.
about these teams.
Yeah, I mean, Ash in general, a solid first pick. I think it's such a solid AD carry to take blind. Galio, always great and competitive. Having that global presence is always good. Unica, bringing in the Lee Sin into this match. The winner of this going to play against CGA in a best of three. So it's going to be exciting. And Olaf picked up by Nasuti. Hopefully I'm pronouncing these right.
And
Yeah.
before we get into this game, there's one thing that we must highlight. And I'm sure that this has been talked about ad infinitum by
Mhm.
our casting team. I'll try not to use difficult phrases from now here on out. But the Lee
It's
Sin
rough. Yeah.
being piloted by Unica, who already had actually shown his face this season in the LGL playoffs proper, stepping in for V3
Oh,
for
wow.
their first and second round matchups in the playoffs. He was our player of the series in that matchup, actually, against
Oh, wow.
Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks Gaming. Um, in that win, it was a decisive 3-0. Unfortunately, they did not advance. So we'll be looking to see how he pops off in this jungle matchup as we finish up the first rounds. Though we're seeing the Silas and Ezreal coming through, so we're going to have to see how this Silas matchup goes for RRE into Yu-Gi-Oh on this Galio.
Yeah, we'll see if that's potentially a Galio support or not. I like that they haven't fully solidified that they've picked their support yet, making sure that DFM still has to keep guessing, still has to gamble into this. But like you were saying earlier, V3 having a 7-0 record in regular split, they look solid. They look like the team to beat, and they look like the favorites going into this finals against CGA, potentially, if they win this best of one, of course. But Tom Kench and Braum bands, solid bands off of the side of V3. And Leona ban, we're just waiting on the final ban from DFM. We're going to see if they fall for this potential support bait. If it's another support ban, it's going to be the Aurelia ban coming from DFM.
Yeah, I think that they're catching what you're putting down. This could be the
Yeah.
flex. They definitely do not want to catch that Leona coming through if it's not a flex. The Galio matchup, it's really tough when he snags your ultimate. So yeah, you often look to see that go to a different lane. But we do see the Rakan still left open.
Solid.
I'm noticing an absence of Thresh, something that has been quite a staple in the main league for the LJL.
Mhm.
But I guess not to be seen here today. We're gonna take the Rakan into the bot side with the Ezreal, and we're seeing a Kennen coming out
Yeah.
for Van Maisie. Oh. The last minute switch to Lulu. Okay.
Last minute switch to Lulu. Could be support, could be top. I don't know if they would play that or not, but we're going to find out in a couple seconds. I like the Rakan pick. Thresh is really hard to play for DFM right now. There's so much mobility on V3 that it's going to be so difficult for anybody to try to create that one pick. But Ornn coming through, potentially, with this Lulu. We're going to see in a couple seconds. But I'm more excited to see what V3's final response is in the top lane.
Yeah, and we did see some Kennen coming out in the V3 Academy matchup earlier against them. I thought that they maybe wanted to pull it back out of their pocket. We do see the Ornn come in, and we're deciding on the Gwen matchup. So
Yes,
that'll be
sir.
interesting. We have been seeing, or earlier in the season when she was much more meta, we were seeing more of that popping up in the top side in the main league. Obviously, something that these folks still think is well situated in the meta.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see this bot lane matchup between Ashe and Ezreal. It sounds like it's going to be something that feels very standard, feels very boring, but I'm really excited to see how Ari and Ugio, hopefully I'm saying these names right, focus their attention bot lane if they're going to decide to put that much pressure. We'll see in about 30 seconds as we get into this game, but what I'm also looking out for is this Unica Lee Sin. If he has this experience like you're saying, I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see some Japanese Lee Sin, and I'm hyped.
Yeah, certainly. Well, one thing I would point out as we look at these drafts, as we wait here, and we're going to get ready to show ourselves in a second here. And so, oh, maybe not. We're going to go right to that. Perfect. I don't have
Yeah.
to switch back to us. Lovely. So, as I was saying, what's great about having not only the Silas with the matchup into Galio where he can snag that ultimate, you do also have the Ashe in the bot lane. I've been told many times that
Hmm.
Ashe, her hawkshot is truly a nuisance when you're trying to,
It's so
especially as
quick,
a
yeah.
jungler, to move around and having that. But especially if you're planning on being able to snag this big ultimate, make key plays of your own, either in response to shut them down or just being able to have that foresight of the Ashe hawkshot, I think is really crucial. But the one thing I would point out is it's paired with the Lulu, and don't get me wrong,
Mhm.
I'm a Mastery 7 Lulu player myself.
Yeah.
I'm quite on the Lulu Whimsy Abuser hype train for sure.
Mhm.
I do worry about its role in this team comp. I think there is enough tank presence, but I feel like it's just one more thing for Lee Sin to get in and kick, or Gwen to snip.
Yeah. I mean, the big strong point from Ashe Arrow here, or from Ashe Hawkshot, is being able to not only snipe out this the Lee Sin where the jungler is, but to be able to potentially stop a Rakan roam with the Galio, right? Galio needs to be in kind of close proximity in the early levels to be able to ulti to his teammates. So Ashe Hawkshot specifically just to know where Galio might ult to might be the difference between these two teams. So I like that a lot. I'm with you on the Lulu pick. I like it a lot. It might be there more specifically to match Rakan roams and to prevent any kind of big fights to explode without needing to. But DFM V3, I think this is going to be an exciting matchup. Both comps are equally drafted well, I would say, and I think both know what they want to do, and it's going to be an exciting one.
Certainly, yeah. And this again, this single best of one is deciding for the
Yeah,
slot into this best of three finals, and this is really V3's game to lose, in my opinion. They're currently undefeated, 8-0 run, including their playoff win earlier today. We like I was highlighting earlier, Unica is a seasoned jungler, and he was
yeah,
put to great effect earlier today in their shutdown game against Sengoku. So. Be interesting to see. He did play the Lee Sin earlier, another thing that we should highlight. But we'll have to see if it's as effective as it was earlier, or if Nasudi is going to have a little way to put this down, make sure he doesn't pop off in the way they did earlier.
yeah. I'm excited to see the Unica jungle. I'm also excited to see Washide on Gwen. I haven't seen too much professional Gwen, just in my own personal time, so I'm excited to see some of that and see how it works out. More I'm more curious on I would say Ari versus Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't know. I don't know the personal history or anything like that. So I don't know what kind of personal play styles they prefer. But just because of the fact that he picked Galio, I imagine there's a lot of room potential, and I want to know how Ari matches up to something like that.
Oh, all right. Well, it looks like we are gonna switch back over to us on the casting desk, and so we're just gonna wait for. I'm gonna guess a little bit of spectator delay, a little bit
Yeah.
unlucky, but you know we'll keep you company while we're waiting for this to sort itself out. If I can just pull up the draft again. But we'll just talk in general then. What I can remember. So Ezreal is a champion that we have been seeing crop up, and I will lean a little bit on the friend or foe here. So we have been seeing Ezreal played to great effect in our
Mhm.
fun league. Here we go. We're getting into game, folks. Let's go. So I'm gonna flip us back over,
Yeah, they
and
would
we're gonna
transition
get
when we're plugging
into
ourselves. Yeah.
boom. We're just gonna hard cut it there. Save us
All
all some
right.
time. So
No
here we are
worries.
in game, folks.
Yep. DFM versus V3, a potential level 1 invade, while the rest of V3 might not know what's going on here. This 5 point wasn't 100% covered. Rakan coming out of base a little bit late, might have been an early back. But DFM looking for some kind of vision on this red buff to see where they will start, to see where this Unica jungle will start. But DFM versus V3, exciting. I'm excited to see these players that I've never seen before in my life. Actually, I've seen a couple of these players before. I recognize some of their names, but putting them in this professional setting, semifinals in LJL Academy. Winner of this best of one goes to play in the finals best of 3.
Yeah, and will point out that while that 5-man invade was successful, they did see him on the way out. They're gonna know that they were in there, likely getting that vision, and they're gonna be able to hopefully play around that. We'll see if Unica's got any tricks up his sleeve, any pathing tricks he wants to deploy, knowing what he knows now. So as we get ready, folks, it's looking like the red team is going to be helping on this jungle start. Olaf's just going to do it solo up in the top lane. And we're starting off with a little bit of slapping around in the mid lane.
Yeah, just the usual lane dominance you're trying to establish, just to mess with your opponent's head a little bit, just to give him a couple taps to
And here,
make sure you know who's boss. Fujimoto taking a little bit of damage, goes down to 50% HP. Already has to pull out the pot. Hetel. Hetel, sorry. Hetel, is that how you say?
probably.
Hetel and Marble getting a lot of damage early, that level 1.
This was exactly what I wanted to see out of this recon pick. It is known for. I'm hoping to see maybe a little bit more in the vein of the core JJ
Yeah.
zero bot lane presence recon, where they just go where they please, play that river recon. So I like to see that aggressive play from the recon early. Try and put this Ashe Lulu lane down early so that they can really start getting that recon out and around the map.
Yeah, everyone's just doing the traditional, just trading and making sure that you're part of this game and showing off on camera a little bit. I mean, you and I we're used to seeing Platinum Underleague, so we're used to seeing scrappy fights happening in First Blood happening at like 3 minutes, 4 minutes. But since this is, the best in Japan, we're starting to see very slow takes and very cautious movement from both sides.
Yeah, this is hopefully the next generation, the best and brightest that we'll see coming to a field near you in the LJL main. It looks like
Yeah,
Nasuti might
Unica
be.
is trying to get priority on this scuttle right now, and Nasuti was trying to ambush him, but Galio was there to cover him just in case. So very smart play. Flash forward from Hetel, forces Marimo's flash, and forces Fujimoto to flash out as well. So much dominance from V3's bot lane right now. And Unica, actually on the backside right here, could potentially go for a dive, but the hawk shot sees him. So Marino knows that he's not in a safe spot. So meanwhile, Nasuti going to be taking that scuttle on the top side. He knows where Lee Sin is, and Lee Sin here trying to force something. Nice dodge from Fujimoto, and that's just going to be a nice walk away from DFM to keep themselves alive.
You know, I was about to say, and I'm glad that I did not cut in. I was like, he may know that he's there, but will it matter?
Yeah.
Because I thought that Unico was really going to press the issue there, but looking like a little
Yep.
bit of trading here, but it looks like it's just for fun. Marble's just going to collect this wave and just keep them pressured here while Unica is going to steal away this Krug pit, and I think that they're just going to call it good.
Yeah, Unica is actually forcing so much time for V3's bot lane to get ahead. Like, DFM's bot lane couldn't do anything there, and it had to force Nasuti down there to eventually answer the Lee Sin. Because even, like, Unica knows that DFM knows that he's there. So he's using that to his advantage. But Nasudi is actually in position for a gank right now. No such gank gonna happen. It's kind of hard to gank Rakan Ezreal, especially with just an Ashe Lulu. But the rest of DFM just going to look to stabilize this game. But that's actually a lot of a sizable lead so early just for V3.
Yeah, and with Unica is moving around this map so quickly, he's gonna just quickly keep moving that lead around the map. Really just putting Nasudi on the back foot early. You see him there, catching him on the scuttle games. You got one, but you don't get the second one. So he pushes him off of it, and then you just, hey, where's he going? Oh, the bot side of the jungle. Hey, looks like everyone's gonna know where he's at. We're gonna just play around that pressure. Take away one of his camps too while you're at it. It's just really not a good time to be a jungler for Detention FocusMe Academy.
Yeah. That hawk shot from Mario was actually so crazy good too. He was able to see where Yu-Gi-Oh was based off his timing on his back, and caught Lee Sin too. So the rest of DFM know when Galio ult could potentially come up, because Galio just did hit Styx. He backed right before he hit level 6, so he's going to have those items and ready to potentially ult if they want to go for an early play.
And here we see on the map, they're pinging this poor guy out, and yet another ward in this guy's jungle, man. He's and Big Brother, dude. He's just, you can't go anywhere in the house without the cameras catching you. So.
Yeah, Nasudi trying to go for early dragon right here, but Unica smells it out, or is at least hovering it just to check it. There's not a lot of bot prio for Nasudi, so this might not be a good call for him. Unica is going to get Galio ultied. This is just going to be unlucky for Nasudi. Galio ulti gets used a second time by the Silas. Marble is fighting Marimo in the background. Marimo actually gets a kill onto him. Hetel has to walk away, might have to flash out, but the polymorph makes it so he can't do anything. V3 on the meantime. Got that dragon, but 2 for 1 for DFM.
Yeah, when that whole thing started, I thought it was just going to be a V3 gap angle all the way down. Detonation FocusMe was able to break that fight up. They were able to split apart. They're able to pull themselves away and able to get a kill and get out, which is the key, because if you look at the health bars, Marimo did not make it out with much health. He was just waiting to die, and we're going to take another look. Again, this poor guy caught in 4K. Just cannot catch a break, this guy. So Nasudi just going to walk over. Unica's just going to stroll on down. This is like, hey, buddy, I think I'm pretty sure where you're trying to go. Throws down the pink. And what do you know? So here he sees him in the pit. We're going to see the zoom out. We got everyone's calling in. We got the Galio 1, Galio 2, and then they're solving the dragon problem over there against RRE. And then they're just like, oh, wait, there's a fight going on over here. And Hetel is going to get taken out too. Unfortunate for the bot lane that looked to have a lot of pressure early to get cleaned up by that, and just really have their lead softened against their lane opponents by putting that gold onto the Lulu and just the assist gold. You got 3 assists coming through into that lane too.
Yeah, Marimo and Fujimoto played that so well, forcing that 2v2 so that Ezreal Rakan couldn't join for that fight. And then at that point, it's just a 50-50 on if they get the dragon or not. V3 ended up winning out on the dragon, but RRE with that insane reaction speed to get the Galio ulti, and Galio passed the first Galio ulti and flashing over to join the rest of his teammates just made it so that it ended up kind of breaking even-ish for DFM and V3.
You know, it's
kind of on the upside. Yeah,
it's kind of nice to get to experience the pain of casting in a particular sense of like, which one of these is the real Galio? Like, is Galio 1, Galio 2? It's just bounce house down there. So
yeah, I'm also arguably colorblind too, so I couldn't tell which Galio ulti was which. Like I didn't know if it was blue or red, so it was a little weird, but it made sense by the end of it.
Yeah, of course, by the end of the game, I'll get used to it. You know, it's my first return to casting. Uh-oh, Unica's looking for blood.
Woo, nice dodge, but Marimo can't dodge Hetel's W. Nice Rakan W, making it so Marimo has to potentially flash. No flash for him, actually. He just gets flash art from Unica. No chance for him to escape that. He had flash. There was a chance. He could have escaped that, but Unico, good game sense, did that so fast that he didn't even have time to react.
I think at this point it's just like an ego diff. Unica is just stealing his raptors away from him. He's like, you can take my raptors. It's better that I just take yours.
Yeah.
Reset my raptors for me. And we're going to get the replay on this. Marimo's just, chilling in his own jungle. Thinks it's all safe and secure, except turns out, here we have a fight.
Oh, we're going to cut to a fight. Eugenio gets a nice taunt onto two members of DFM right there. Rakan is here with the charm. That's a nice Lulu ulti, but there's not much to be gained. Washide has joined the fight. DFM's actually winning this. It's 4v2 right now. V3 take down the Lulu. 3v2 in favor of DFM. 4-3 is the score at the end of that.
It looks like V3 is getting a little hyphy in this one.
Yeah.
I don't think that is how they drew it up. Obviously, it's just I think that they thought they were going to get the burst that much quicker. They were prepared to try and get the burst and get out, and it just did not work out that way. As we're going to get the replay again of this after they cut us out of our last replay. So you'll see Yu-Gi-Oh is just sort of going for a stroll up to see what's going on here. That DFM is getting in the circle here, and Yu-Gi-Oh's like, I got the big taunt.
Yeah.
Patel's coming in. They got the big circle, but Yu-Gi-Oh's on the way out. And we see him get picked up in the back by the Ornn. Washide is just sort of there to watch. And
yeah, there's just so much healing from the Olaf and the Sylas and plus with the Lulu ulti, like it looked like V3 should have just bursted them down, but that healing, man.
Yeah, this is one thing that I did not have an opportunity to bring up talking about the Lulu before the game, but it's understated how Lulu can work with these champions like Sylas and Olaf, where so much of their viability is gated behind how much they can truly sustain with this percentage health healing on Sylas's W, just Olaf's nutty healing in general, especially when he gets the Gore Drinker online. And her ultimate, if she's dropping this on one of these two characters, is increasing their effective health pool by quite a lot. And that's more health that they can heal while they're doing this. So it really just makes them a little bit more tankier than a lot of people can give notice for if you're not expecting the giant growth, the wild growth rather, to come out.
Yeah, both sides looking to try to get control of this river right now. It's going to look to be in favor of DFM. They're going to be able to scan out this dragon pit. Washide, meanwhile, going to be able to split push for a little bit, putting pressure on that top side. I think V3 just says, give the dragon, it's whatever. We got the first one. Washide get plates. Perfectly acceptable call. Dragon going over to DFM.
Yeah, and this time Detention FocusMe gets the drop on the jungle. We don't have V3 sneaking it out of the back of the pit. I do want to point out Unica is now the only one on the Rift with a completed Mythic. He does have the Gore Drinker completed, and now I think we're really going to see him try and turn this game back in V3's favor and really get themselves back in the driver's seat, because he was looking really hot earlier, but now you're just seeing a lot of miscommunication. I don't know if it's across the cross-map plays, cross-team communication, but just seeing some plays that maybe not everyone's expecting, where everyone's going in these fights and how they're breaking apart.
Yeah, I think V3 is looking, after seeing that fight go poorly for them, I think they're just looking to just slow the pace down. I would agree with that call right now. The Oblivion Orb was caught early by the Galio. First back he bought it, so even he knows, even just based off seeing the back, even you can tell that they know not to do anything for a while and wait until they have this healing reduction.
As someone who is a Galio aficionado as well, he's doing it right.
Yeah, Unico getting the ward hop RQ. Love to see that. Ornn ulti goes through, but it's not going to matter. DFM Van's going to go down in seconds to V3 Unica.
I'm really glad to see that finally we're seeing top lane Island get some visitation. It really was just kind of them chilling until we saw them start roaming into these mid lane fights and such. But really, Gwen should be doing a lot more in this matchup. I thought it would be a little bit more in her control. Obviously, Unica's been playing away from her side of the map, so she probably could not go as crazy as they were probably expecting to in that matchup. But still, it is good to see that when they connect.
Yeah. Oh, Sylas might try to go for it. That was a little scary for a second there for V3. It looked like they might have been able to get that catch, but nope.
Yeah, so
nice patience.
It's good to see that they're now starting to, as I said, transition the strength of Unica around to all the lanes, even the top lane. The top lane is a lane, folks. So he's making sure that his top laner gets some love, gets the push out, and gets the kill.
Yeah, I mean, Washide was able to get so much gold from tower plates because Van decided to help out with that dragon, which was a team call by DFM, of course, and V3's top laner Washide just making the best out of that situation. And that extra gank from Unica makes it so much harder for Van to get back into the game that Washide is going to have a field day soon.
Yeah, and so as we were saying, as you were saying a moment ago, slowing this game down, I think really is the name of the game for these folks.
Yeah.
You're gonna have the Ezreal is gonna scale well. Yeah, your Lee Sin is not gonna scale that great, but you just if you're gonna let your Lee Sin pop off, just slow it down. You don't need to play it too crazy. Just let the caddy come around, let him
Yeah.
help you. Collect a few kills off of his immense damage, and then just fly casual in between. Then I'm looking also to see if now we're gonna see Hatel unlocked, but maybe a little less wild, and as we are gonna
Ooh.
get the classic LJL OU
Classic.
pause. So
Pause.
we're gonna go back to us posture check.
No,
Let's
no.
let's do it.
All my insecurities. No.
So here we are, folks, yet again for another classic LJL Academy pause. Hopefully, this one will be quite quick. Um, but as we were seeing so far in this game, it really did not turn up as we had cut it. As we were looking into this pregame, it looked like it really was going to be a V3 gap. They've been putting up immense numbers in this tournament. And this game, we have been seeing, while Unica has been very good. Um, I have to say maybe it's just a little bit of fumbling, maybe just a little too hyphy, to be honest with you. I don't think it's anything. Those plays there were things there that they could have taken away from those plays, or they could have traded
Yeah.
a little bit more efficiently, more effectively in those plays. They didn't turn out. They went a little lopsided for them, and that just happens. I think this is again, it's like watching college football for us here in the States. And yes, I did say football for my British folks that watch this back later. Um, but yeah, it's just like they're always great. The mechanics solid, so to speak, and then it's just like that amateur level does give that extra layer of possibility for things that on paper, if you run them back with the LS machine, of a perfect player, if you're running
Yeah.
with 10 of those, like it would turn out this way like 98% of the time or XYZ. But when it comes to players like, or let's say 70-30, let's be a little bit more
Yeah.
fastidious about that. So it's like, yeah, like cool for a pro, it's probably you're gonna get 70-30, but that same play, if you give it to an amateur player with less practice, less connection to their
Right.
team, these things happen. So there's a lot that we've seen from V3 that has been good. We've seen Hatel be proactive. I'm just waiting to see as Unica plays this out, is he gonna be able to continue to transition this lead around to his lanes.
Yeah. I mean, we're at the point we're about, I think, 15 minutes into the game. I can't remember.
Yeah, tower
Um,
plates just dropped.
Yeah, tower plates just dropped. So we're at that stage where Unico is kind of just riding the game for a little bit until team fights start to happen. Uh, Healing reduction going to be needed to be taken up before any fights big happen for V3. DFM, I think they're actually in a good spot right now. Like if they wanted to force an Ash Arrow fight, like they probably could, and that might be a good way to get them to this win.
Yeah, Detention FocusMe Academy is showing a lot of good stuff in this too, and
Yeah.
it really is going to be, I'm going to say, on the bot side of Marimo and Fujimoto. I'm really interested to see now that they've had this gold infusion into their pockets as we're getting ready to go back into the game. Um, and they get this gold infusion back into their pockets, and I'm interested to see what they're going to do with this as we continue through the game. We are midway through. This is going to give them a little bit of a push towards getting that first item completed, but we're seeing a fight.
Yeah, Washide getting ganked by Nasuti right now. Galio ulti coming through. Let's see if that's enough time. Yu-Gi-Oh getting the taunt through, but that's not going to be quick enough. Van takes him down. Sorry, Nasuti takes Washide down. Yu-Gi-Oh just on the back pedal.
Oh wow! So we're seeing the Galio drops in just to say goodbye. He's just a
Yeah.
funeral drop to say goodbye to his buddy, and then walk it out. Unlucky that Yu-Gi-Oh was not able to get the drop a little
Yeah.
sooner.
Oh, wow. Unico might be caught. Never mind. Fans caught out, actually. Unlucky.
Wait, no. Is this real?
Right?
Is this real?
Big
He's just
1v1.
going off?
Unica? I thought you were saying, is this real? Because there's like a technical difficulty or something. And I was like, yo, yeah,
Oh
that's
no,
happening.
no, no. Oh god, yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. That
Unica
was
just styling on Sudi right there.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm guessing that he was able to see that he was expecting two people to show up on that ward that he had over there by the Gromp. He only saw the one, and he's like, "Hey, I know where this
Yeah.
Ornn is." As we're seeing the TP to bot.
Yeah, V3 gonna stop this tower from being taken. Fujimoto and Marble got a little greedy. They tried to make first tower go down, but it's not gonna go over to the... Oh, sorry, that's not first tower. They tried to be able to take that tower. That tower is literally a sneeze away from dying. They really wanted that, but of course, unfortunately for them, so V3 come out on top for them.
I promise I've been trying to talk more so that you can keep resting your voice, but they just really just don't
No,
have
yeah,
any interest in hearing the color caster. They're just gonna make the
no.
play-by-play do all the work. So
Yeah, make the
now,
new guy do all the work.
what we just saw was just basically a massive infusion back in the direction of V3. After that pause, we saw a little bit of a skirmish that did pull Washide's life in it, but it did pull Unica up to that top side. He was able to get those 2 kills on the top side, and that crazy solo bolo even,
Yeah.
on the jungle. And then we see on the bot side the other kills come out for for V3's bot lane rather. So just really looking good for V3. It looks like they really were able to find in the quick pause.
Yeah.
Hopefully it was all on the up and up, let's say. But yeah, it looks like with the pause gave them a moment to really think things through, and they've really clearly recentered themselves on their game plan.
Yeah, it really does feel... I don't know what the reason for the pause was, but it really does feel like V3 paused and Unico was like, all right, guys, let's stop messing around here, and immediately went for 2 solo kills.
Yeah, this is when your jungler just types in chat, just like, please don't in promos, please.
Yeah.
Like literally, this guy was our player of the series in a
Yeah.
playoff match for the LJL proper just a few weeks ago, and here we're seeing him put on an absolute clinic here throughout the tournament.
Yeah.
But in this game too, he's 5-0-1. He's 6 out of 7 kill participation so far. A lot of what V3's successes have been in this game have hinged entirely on what Unica is able to pull
Yeah.
off. Oh.
Oh, the Ash arrow coming through from Marimoto, trying to get Hatel. A W comes through from the Khan, and that's going to be a nice E away, making sure that he gets out alive. Nothing taken for DFM.
Yeah, I think that was some wishful thinking.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, DFM is like they're going for these plays that are buying them time, essentially, or I guess to say making time go in their favor, if that makes any sense. Where V3 is like, V3 is kind of just farming, and Unica alone is making plays that's buying them time. So it's really weird. It really does feel like a Unica versus DFM kind of deal, and the rest of V3 is just here for the ride.
Yeah, no, what I'm noticing is that Unica is still cooking this Eye of the Herald. He's still running around with it. Probably snagged it just before he got those kills topside. But looking at Unica, it's a Unica jungle field day for him. He's got all the vision in the world in his opponent's bot side red jungle. They really just have those two. That one pink really is the only one I would categorize, really. The one by the blue side, Raptor Pit, it's just like that's the only thing that's given them any security to walk through this portion of their jungle. And it's just looking tough as you see Rakan starting to press in here.
Yeah, we're going to start to see the invades coming out of V3 now that they have the outer layer of turrets taken down. So we're just going to see the normal order of operations here by V3 to win this game. All lanes are going to be slowly pushed up by the split pushers, while the AD carry, Ezreal, ends up in the mid lane. So we're going to see how these lanes, how these wave states start to sync up. And once they are synced, one big fight should be the end of this game.
And here we're seeing the Herald drop finally on the top tier 2. So this is going to be a massive gold infusion. Those tier 2s are worth quite a bit of cash when you're not in the bot side. So this is a massive gold lead now that we're seeing at 20 minutes for V3 Esports Academy. They are at up a total of about 5K, give or take a little bit. And, honestly, I would have to imagine that a good chunk of that change, we did see the gold graph a moment ago, is mostly still on the Lee Sin and the Gwen. They really apparently are killing it in the gold leads. The Gwen has quite a huge CS lead in her lane, but, it's sort of to be expected with the Ornn and the Gwen matchup. And she can be kind of dangerous early. I'm assuming some of that was needed to be given up.
Yeah, and we're seeing this stage of the game start to play out. Hatel is actually in a good spot to be the go button for V3. V3 is in a good position once they have these waves managed to just press the go button whenever they want, and they should start to do that sometime soon. Baron vision just going to be taken up by DFM, making sure that V3 that it's not an option for V3. RRE just going to get bullied out of his own jungle, and now this bot side jungle for V3, so much control. Ash Arrow comes through, nice dodge, very slick by Hatel and Marble right there. Would have been a solid pick for DFM. That might have been a way into this game. Had they taken that pick, they could have gotten Baron.
Oh, we're seeing a little bit of an engage here.
Yeah, a little bit of an invade, but not a committed fight just yet. No one knows for sure how many players are on each side. Galio not in DFM vision. Now he is up in that top side. So we're going to see how DFM reacts to this. Unica trying to just pick off a little bit of vision just to know who's in that bush and see what kind of pressure they can threaten. This bot lane tower should go in Washide's favor as the longer Unica is delaying this.
Yeah, these poor souls at Detention FocusMe Academy, like their red side jungle is not theirs. They're setting up for this dragon. Washide has got this wave crashing right as this dragon spawns. They're gonna have to do something. They're caught in a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, DFM eating a giant Ezreal. Unica goes through. Galio ult coming through from V3. Hatel charming the right people. There he goes. Fujimoto running really low. Marimo's on the backside. He's gonna go down. Van's dead. Fujimoto goes down. Marimo has 1 HP. And that's 3 members of DFM going down. V3 end up winning that fight. They're gonna take third dragon. Teleports away from Nasuti. Not Nasuti, Ari, sorry.
And he's going to teleport to the top lane just to take a back. So, but he does get the escape. No one went to go look for him. But yeah, V3 is just really punishing Detention FocusMe for this lack of bot side vision. And they're just absolutely taking over this bottom jungle. They had the foresight to get that ready before the dragon. They had the wave already crashing. Detention FocusMe had no choice but to either drop the dragon, deal with their wave states, or get involved, and it just didn't turn up for them as we're seeing V3 pick up this Baron now.
Yep. Van opting to teleport, maybe to see if he can stop this Baron take, but Marimo goes down to 50% HP, trying to kite it out. Van gets deleted by V3 members. Unico flies towards Marimo, and Marimo goes down. Fujimoto's the only one left, along with the Olaf, but Olaf goes down. Fujimoto, last one left is Van. Unica trying to go for the style points. Q's over the wall. RRE, what are you gonna do? Who wins the 1v1? Washide is here, and Unica trying to appear in every highlight video here at LJL. Oh my goodness.
Dude, this guy is crackerjacked. What did I tell you?
Yeah.
Look at this guy.
You're right.
He's a terror. I mean, showing up for Detention FocusMe there was just really unnecessary. They knew the Baron was gone. They really had no way of getting involved with that. They were just there to watch, and they got a little too close. They got seen, and then they got caught. So I assume that we're going to get a little bit of a playback, but maybe not. So here we go. So, folks, here you see the Baron's being done. I don't think that they even have vision of it, so they have to walk up if they're trying to guess, which I guess they want to guess. So here you see Ornn walking up into the choke point. Yes, it is an Infernal Rift, but it's still a choke point. And then here you go. Unica is just taking the expressway to the back line, and now he just kicks Nasuti over so that the rest of the boys can clean him up, and he's just like, I'm going to get myself some Yordle booty. But then the chase, the man, the myth, the legend, takes the Q. The Lee syndrome pays off finally. Can't kick him away with my own ult. See ya.
Yeah.
And Unica comes out on top.
Unica, man. Crazy player. Love the style on this Lee Sin. V3 gonna march it down mid lane. All of that was just the result of proper macro management. The moment they dropped that Rift Herald top is what resulted in that final play, right? Bringing that vision over to V3's side, making that bot side vision V3, sorry, and DFM forcing them going into blind vision while they tried to clear Baron, and ended up just being a V3 easy, like, macro take. That's it. V3 is just so good.
Yeah, it's both sides of the coin too. I definitely want to highlight Detention FocusMe really not in a great spot with their decisions. They have been making effort, but V3 just really not giving them any room to breathe on this, as you see them taking out 2 inhibitors now. They just, as you said, they started with that play on top that gave them the tempo they needed to start organizing the play on the bot side, as we're seeing a fight.
Yeah, the Ash Arrow goes wide, the Orin ulti goes through, but the Galio dash is buffered. A teleport coming from behind DFM's members right now, and that gives Hetel the go button right now. Shirelius and Charm goes through. DFM members are going down. Marimo's on the wrong side of the fight, and V3 just gonna take down all 5 members of DFM. They have Baron empowered minions. They're gonna take the minions down, or to the tower. They're gonna take the Nexus. It's a best of 1, so V3 going to finals against CGA Academy. Congratulations to them. 5-20 is the final score.
Yeah, I mean, it really is a tale of two sides of the pause, really. It seems like,
Yeah.
they took the pause and they're just like, oh, let me get I was letting my little brother play on the account. Let him play.
Yeah.
And they really cleaned it up. They did have us in the first half, not gonna lie,
Yeah.
but V3 Academy showing that they're on their way to finals. They deserve to be in finals with a decisive victory over Detention
Yeah.
FocusMe in the end. As we cut back over to us, and I'm gonna just cut back over to us real quick as we wait for them to bring up some post-game stats. So, yeah, that was quite a banger that we just saw there. Unica putting on an absolute clinic for
Yeah.
everyone. Really showing off that his Lee Sin's got to eat some bans. I'm not really.
Yeah.
Detonation Focus Me must have felt that they had what they needed because, like I said, he just was cracked on it just yesterday. Yesterday at this point now because their time zones and such. But I felt like this was clear. We saw him play in the playoffs. I do
Yeah.
believe he was playing Diana and Volibear in those matchups, but
For
still,
sure.
he was effective on those champs. Lee Sin is the all like what the S tier of like 1v9. I just gotta win this for my team. Like
Yeah.
turn chat off, just win. I feel
Yeah.
like what we saw was him add a pause, added all chat, and then he was like, "Yo team, no do please," and then he just
Yeah.
turned off chat again and then just went about his business. Um,
Yeah. That game was like Lee Sin's like dream game, right? Any Lee Sin player's dream game. You could just play so carefree. Like you could even see it in that last fight. I don't even think like obviously I think Unico is really, really good and probably knows what he's doing, but it really did look like he was just throwing cues and he's like, oh my god, I got someone, and was just riding the train the whole way through. It's just one of those like carefree Lee Sin games. Gotta love it.
yeah, and a lot of this I believe is probably just going to come down to in the eyes of V3. I think it's just preparation and playing around a win condition. It was clear from the start that a lot of this pressure, when you have a supportive mid laner, you have a supportive style bottom lane that is not typically meant to like pop off super hard. The Rakan, yes, the Ezreal not so much. They do have the presence early in the lane before items start coming out, and he hits that power trough once he starts building nothing items. The fact that they knew, hey, Unica's the boy, and we're gonna play around that. They were absolutely trying to smother out Nasudi on this matchup. They had his number early. They
Yeah.
they were getting the warding in early. They were making sure to keep track of him wherever he was going, and Unica was just making sure that this guy was not having fun playing League of Legends.
Yeah, I'm sure CGA is gonna look at that and potentially entertain some Lee Sin bans. I think Unico had such a great showing that we're not highlighting the rest of the members. I think Rakan Hatel played so immaculately in every engage, every movement was perfect. His vision control was crazy good. He knew the order of operations. He knew which side needed to be lit up and which side he was allowed to sacrifice. And yeah, like I said earlier in that game, that Rift Herald top, taking that one tower, that snowballed the end of the game. It's crazy.
Yeah, let me highlight Washiday for a second, since yes, I
Oh
have
yeah,
been kind of cheerleading the Unica fan club. It's hard not to
he's
when he
great.
pops
Yeah,
off so hard. But
totally.
the other half of that is something I was talking about in the game. Top lane island. He was able to accrue a
Yeah,
CS lead in the top lane island, but also, just the idea that that, hey, I'm in a matchup where I can pressure this guy. I can go hard in this matchup and I'm getting CS. But my jungler is not playing to my side of the map right now because mid and bot are going all kinds of cuckoo banana crackers. So he played excellent through that early part of the game, through the mid game break there, and just took his small CS lead, played conservatively, caught his wave at the tower when he was getting the wave pushed in. As we saw there before it cracked open for them, I can't remember if he had 3 plates left for Washiday to 2 for Van or vice versa, but they had traded plates back and forth. They had just been pushing the wave back and forth.
Yeah.
And when you're a top laner, you just chilling, waiting, and then it's like, okay, cool, I'm gonna come gank your lane. We're gonna get you the tower, and then okay, I'll be back in a few minutes. And then he just rolls up with the you just push in the wave, and he's like, hey, I got something for you. Just drops a little Rift Herald for you, and off to the races. After that, Washide could not be stopped in any of the side lanes. There was no way for them to match him up with either the Ornn or the Sylas, really.
Yeah, watched they play great. There was the moment where I forget which dragon it was, but there was a dragon fight that happened where Van opted to. Oh, it was the dragon that it was the first dragon that V3 decided to sacrifice. Van decided to appear at that dragon pit, and Washide deciding to just stay top might have been literally the difference in top lane. Like that moment alone pushed that lead towards top side so much without Lee Sin help that it ended up just being kind of a top gap at the end of it.
Yeah, and one thing that I would point out to take it all the way, all the way, all the way back to the beginning
Oh yeah.
was when we first saw the crab gander when he's just standing there in the pixel, the sad Olaf face,
Yeah,
just looking at the crab,
yeah,
and then he's like, "Oh, I can." He walks out, and I think that they thought that they were gonna draw a Unica into a collapse 1v2 collapse,
yeah,
um, but in the end. It didn't know that the Galio was also there too, and then after that they had the vision that led into them going into the pressure in the bottom side after it just became really tough after that. And let's pivot.
yeah.
One last person that we need to highlight,
Mhm.
Ezreal. Dude,
Oh, yeah.
just play it, just chilling. Dude's just chilling.
Marvel.
That's all you need out of your Ezreal. Just chill, bro. Just arcane shift away when you
Yeah,
need to. Don't burn that flash, Chief. Poke him with the thing. Marble, I
yeah. I
think,
mean,
played excellent in his role. Just he played around his
yeah.
teammate, delivered the damage.
I mean, like for like that champion, right? For Ezreal, I feel like if you don't highlight him, it means he did great, right? Because
Exactly.
it's like you could really hard mess up Ezreal, and then we'll talk about it. But when you're playing perfectly in standard, we'll like never talk about it. I feel
Yeah,
like because it
it's
just
just
feels like standard play.
no
Yeah,
one wants to be a double lift saving flash or arcane shift for next
yeah,
worlds. So
yeah.
yes,
Too
definitely.
soon.
Go ahead.
I said too soon.
Yeah, well, don't worry. We're gonna have worlds coming up, and we're talking about
Yeah.
the LJL Academy. We're gonna get to see an LJL team. We're gonna get to see Detention
Woo!
FocusMe in the
I know.
playoffs against their rivals Cloud9. So that'll be
Yeah.
coming to us when we see the playoff or the play-ins games coming soon for
Yeah.
Worlds. Chris, I think we should wrap it up here. Let me give you the floor.
Okay.
Any final thoughts? Anything you want to say about this game, about yourself, about anything else?
This game was great. I'm used to seeing lower elo amateur play, so it's a lot messier. And when you start to see the cleaner games, is when you really start to appreciate League of Legends. So I'm very honored to cast it for LJL and LJLOU. And thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Check out Friend or Foe. Watch my show. Yeah.
Yes. For those of you that are not picking this up, we're staff at a thing called Friend or Foe. It's for fun league, Platin Under. Check us out if you're interested. But that's it for us here at the LJLOU today for our academy coverage. We'll be back very shortly with our casting crew, our regular casting crew, our British, or I shouldn't say British, they're not all British, but our not West Coast casting crew. Our West
Yeah.
Coast casting crew. I want to thank you, Chris, for coming in on short notice. I just hit you up in the slide in your DMs on Discord. Said,
No
hey,
worries.
9 o'clock. You trying to cast, buddy?
Yep.
So
Yep.
appreciate you moving things around. I know that you have a busy schedule. This guy works a trillion hours. I get so many Discord messages from him at 3 a.m. It's actually like too much, to be honest. So so as I continue to embarrass Chris, that's gonna be it for us here at the LJLOU. Check us out in a few hours when you're gonna see that best of 3 come out from Crest Gaming Act Academy versus V3 Esports Academy. Should be a banger. So, folks, hope to see you then later and have a good night.
Have a good night. Thank you.